Hey, 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 Facebook Live again. I'm kind of liking this. Yeah, I can see my hair. The last time I was on, I can hear Marissa now. Mom, please, something with your hair. Do something with your hair. If I had to do my hair and makeup and wardrobe every time I do a Periscope, a video, a Facebook Live, um, by the time as I'm done, I would not want to do it. So, hey, Tiffany. So, you know what? I'm going to do a video whenever I have the motivation to do it and the feeling to do it. And I'm going to be au natural. This is me. So take it or leave it. I don't have to be all pretty to tell you guys what's on my mind. And don't feel like you have to do the same whenever you want to make a video. So I actually just came back from a run and it was super, super hot outside, but I made sure and drank a lot of water and was hydrated and I did what I had to do and got back. And I actually have it on Snapchat. I took a few pictures and some videos if you want to check that out and sort of see what my route is, my ritual, my running ritual outside. You can check me out on Snapchat. I think my handle is like Marjorie.121069 or something on the other. I don't know, but either way, if you want to know, you can ask me in the comments area. But so I am going to make this a discipline to Facebook Live at least once a week and add this to the list of other rituals and disciplines that I've been developing in my life. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that because sometimes it's hard to continue to do the things that we need to do for ourselves and we don't feel like it. And with this being June 1st, of course, I decided that I was going to challenge myself and change it up a little bit. So I'm going to run like first thing in the morning, like first thing when I get up. My thing is to exercise. And so I'll do it like 3 times a week. And then 3 times a week, I'm doing core and upper body at home. But so I'll do that first thing. And then I will have my vegan protein shake, my coffee. And that's hard because I'm a person that when I wake up first thing in the morning, it's like I'm like a zombie. I want my caffeine and that gets me going. But that's not the best thing for me. So I start with my warm water and lemon, that whole thing. And then I'll usually go in. And so my ritual that I first started was when I got up in the morning, it was about me. It was all about me before I could even start to worry about what the day was going to bring me. I knew I had to prepare myself for what the day was going to bring me. I had no idea what was going to come. But because of what I was going through in my life in the transition, I knew that emotionally I had to be strong and physically I had to be strong. So all of these things, and of course spiritually, I could not neglect that. So in order to face what life was going to throw at me, there were some things that I needed to do. And so I got in the habit of first thing in the morning of taking care of myself. And what that looked like for me, and it sort of progressed over time, was that I would get up and I would have quiet time with God. I would pick up my Bible, I would read, and then I would journal. And I was talking to a group of people about this, and I was telling them a lot of times my conversations with God, I'm telling you, that guy, what's his name? Donald Neil Walsh, the guy who wrote that book, Conversations with God, he has nothing on me. I had real conversations with God, okay? I was up in here like talking and screaming and crying and laughing and sometimes rolling around on the floor because, I was just, there was so much going on with me and I just really bear myself. And I let myself have that. I let myself just go in that moment. And that was my self-care and my self-love time, because I needed to do that. There was so much inside of me that I needed to let go. And so we can't neglect that. We can't neglect a lot of those things that are built up inside of us that have been caused by, any sort of pain or any sort of trauma or anything that happened in our lives. A lot of times we think, okay, we take a look and we keep on ticking and go. You can't do that. You've got to give yourself enough time to feel and process what is happening in your life. Okay, from the little things of changing from one job to the next, to a transition of divorce or a death or something like that. Allow yourself to feel and allow yourself that time to just sit in it. And so I took that time during the mornings, and sometimes that would be an hour. And once I was done with that, I felt good. And then I could, get something to eat. And then I realized too, so I'm taking care of myself spiritually and I'm doing some mental stuff, but I knew I had to take care of myself physically as well. So that's when I decided, Marjorie, to start moving. Okay. Now, you know how it started? I just started doing some yoga poses. I had to stretch because I could feel a lot of the stress in my joints. So I would get up in the morning and I'm feeling like, like I'm 90 years old because I'm carrying all of that stuff in my body. So I would get up and I would just start stretching and moving and doing mindfulness. And it was interesting when I just did that, focused on that movement and that time, I was automatically developing these rituals in my life and I didn't realize it. I just knew that I had to do something more because I wanted to be prepared for what the day was going to bring me. So I started doing that. And then as time progressed, I would start getting out of the house and I would start walking. And I would use my outdoor time as a time to meditate and talk with God. And just being present in the moment and seeing everything around me. That brought me closer to God. Everything almost became a form of worship. And I don't know if you understand that. But when I did that, I was in so much gratitude, okay? When I walked around and I saw God in everything. And so when I did that, I could then up my level of movement. Then I started to box. Now, for me, that was relieving a lot of stress, but that was also a form of therapy. So, and I wanted to move and I wanted to get my body strong because I was going through a really difficult transition in my life. And I wanted to be able to be strong and stand the test of time in this. So I started boxing and that became another ritual. And then I went into the running part. And hey, Yvonne, so I went into the running part, which I never thought that I could do. I never considered myself a runner because of my body size and frame, but I started doing that. Now, all of this is to say that I developed some rituals and disciplines in my life. That's really all that rituals are. And I know people sometimes don't like that word, but that's what it is. It's a set of disciplines you bring into your life. And what you do is you do them without even thinking about it. You just do them because you know that it's important to you, to your body, to your mind. It's important to how you're going to go throughout the day. And so I just started doing this like it was second nature. Now, the other thing for that, and I tell this to a lot of women who are going through some, transition in their life, is to develop rituals. Start with one, start with two. Because what that did for me was I developed a sense of security. So now my life didn't feel as chaotic as it looked on the outside, okay? All the things that were happening. I felt like I had some control. You never really have control, but you feel that way, that quiet time with God, your prayer time, your yoga, any meditations, any walking, run, whatever it is. And so, in doing that, that gave me something, was like, I got this. I can do this. This is mine. And I'm doing this for me and for my well-being, for myself. This was self-love. This was self-care. And this was self-healing. And I didn't even realize it. So I want you to think about that. You might be in a place in your life right now where you really need that. You can feel yourself when you get up in the morning, you're just sort of walking around, you turn on the TV, you see all that crap happening out there in the world, or you get right on the phone and it's drama, drama, drama. You don't want that first thing in the morning. You really want to take that time to focus on you and think about, what does it mean to you to practice self-care and self-love and a form of self-healing. Develop some little small steps, baby steps of rituals in your life, and watch how quickly they become disciplines in your life. And watch how you start to feel eventually when you go out in the day, when you've had that time to take care of you, that's going to make all the difference in the world. Now, what that's also done for me is that's helped me to be more self-disciplined in all the other areas of my life. And so thank you, Kim. So you notice that starts to funnel down into your day-to-day stuff. And then I started, calendaring everything. And, some people might call it a little obsessive, but for me, it works. It works. I color code. And I plan out my day to know my schoolwork, to know when I have to do my business, to know my networking, my social time, all of that. And so what happens is your day doesn't get away from you, life doesn't get away from you, and you're holding on to that, okay? And you're making every minute and every day count. So I just wanted to share that with you this morning because, like I said, today is June 1st. I changed things around a little bit in my disciplines and how I'm starting my morning. And I shared some of it on Snapchat if you want to check it out there. And I'll be sharing some more with you guys, some of the things that I'm doing. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me. But again, because I want to do Facebook Live once a week, at least, you might see me some more. I thought this would be a great topic to share with you guys. So thanks for listening and jumping on. Share with any of your friends if you think that this would be useful for them. And go out and change the world. Bye, guys.